Hi beauties, welcome to my channel H.ealthy by Julia, and the topic for today is Vaseline or petroleum jelly. And there's quite a few trends right now related to the use of it into skincare. Vaseline is definitely the most popular brand of petroleum jelly that you can find on the market. So in this video as well, I might be using it as synonyms so that I don't keep repeating myself on and on. But petroleum jelly is a byproduct from actually the petroleum, and it sounds quite disgusting, but that's what it is. It was found on the bottom of the barrels, and one guy in the late 800s found that some of the workers were using it to heal their cuts. So he spent years actually into improving the formula. So some doctors might use it when they are performing eye surgeries and suggest it afterwards. Another, if you have surgery, your doctor very likely will suggest for you to apply in order to heal quicker and the bacteria to stay away. If you go and they're wondering whether your skin is allergic and having bad reactions from certain ingredients, they will do a test with different type of ingredients on the skin. So what they do is they need this type of sample of non-reactive skin when it looks in its most normal type of manner without any kind of reaction. So yes, that's how much safe it is. And if you think about it, you use it for your baby's bum, so you're not going to use it or recommend it your GP for your child if it wasn't safe enough to be used on newborn. Vaseline is the brand, and I'm going to talk about, if you want to say, the original petroleum jelly, which is just this and vitamin E. And other brands from the generic might have just petroleum jelly. So I'm not talking about your lip balm with a bunch of colors and perfumes and flavors and things like this. I'm talking about pure petroleum jelly for your skincare. You might know perfectly well how to use Vaseline, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's very important your skin to be clean before you apply your Vaseline or any type of petroleum jelly, because it's a very occlusive type of product, and occlusive means that it will create a film or barrier on the surface of the skin, so nothing goes out, nothing goes in. Therefore, you have to make sure that there is no dirt or makeup or anything like this underneath the Vaseline. Another very important thing is that you have to make sure that when you take out the product of the jar, you're not using your fingers, because you will introduce some bacteria into the product. It is extremely important not to apply active ingredients underneath the Vaseline. So if you decided to apply it in the evening, make sure that it's on the day when you're having break from your retinols or anything else that is very strong and you usually apply on the skin. And be aware that whatever you apply after the Vaseline, it will be completely useless, because nothing will go into the skin after you apply the Vaseline. So this should be the last step if you decide to use it for your skin. Vaseline itself has absolutely no beneficial ingredients that will penetrate the skin. The Vaseline is not moisturizer, it has no nutrients. Have you heard about slugging? Well, that's it, applying Vaseline in the evening. And it's not something new, it's something that a lot of people have been doing. If you ask someone's grandma in the States, very likely it's for them to have been applying it very religiously every evening. But nowadays it become very popular from TikTok and Instagram. Now, if you're looking into applying Vaseline on the face and you're looking to try slugging, let me just toss it out there. If your skin is with active acne, it's a very bad idea. I have applied Vaseline obviously over my lips or dry areas. If my eczema becomes quite irritable, then yes, but up until recently I didn't try it all over the face. And although my skin is quite dry, I must say in the morning I found it very difficult to get rid of it in order to apply the rest of my products from my morning routine. If you have eczema or psoriasis, you will find that it's something that you can apply when your skin gets very inflamed and very crazy and will react towards everything else. So sealing the surface of the skin will help for the skin to repair and not get as dry, as irritated as it usually will be. Another time when someone can benefit from it is after things like resurfacing, laser or microneedling or chemical peels, because in order to do nice and beneficial treatment you have completely ruined the skin barrier, so you need something to heal and you can apply it as treatment in the evening. Another moment when you might benefit from it is actually even if you have something like acne and you were prescribed some kind of topical medication or you are taking any type of medication, as side effect will cause serious dryness in the winter, because the difference in the temperature and the humidity in the air is so much lower, plus the central heating, and then if you have air conditioning as well, it's very stressful for the skin. So it might be a good idea to do this type of evening extra care once in a while and just to seal everything in for during the night in order to repair the skin itself. Another benefit from the use of Vaseline is to heal, so it will heal small cuts and obviously nothing too serious, but say if you're shaving your legs and you cut yourself, sometimes it bleeds like crazy. But I did mention that you can use it as a lip exfoliant in my video for exfoliants. You can check the link over here. The reason why it's so good is because it's quite gentle, but it does great job. So obviously you can use it for during the night as extra treatment for the lips, but also for the eyes as well. Now another trick is actually when it's hay fever that you can apply it over here in the entrance of the nose, even inside as well, because all the pollens from the air will stick to the Vaseline instead of causing you irritation. So you can apply Vaseline on the nose around here where you will be applying otherwise tissues. Sometimes when you change your products and you go from say 10% glycolic to 20% glycolic, the initial reaction of the skin is to become quite dry and flaky. So in the days when you don't apply in the evening your active ingredient, you can apply a bit of Vaseline in order to prevent this type of peeling and dryness of the skin. Another trick is that you can style your eyebrows. If you have bushy eyebrows and they're all over the place, instead of applying gel on them, because gel sometimes look white and flaky, so as long as you don't touch them, you can style them with your Vaseline actually. Some people like to mix it with a bit of cinnamon to get the plum lips, but you have to bear in mind that cinnamon might cause allergic reactions, so it's not for everyone. If you add on a Vaseline into your makeup, that's how it will work. You can use it when you're just in the end of your lipstick. You can scrape it out, mix it with a bit of Vaseline, and there you go, you have a new lip balm. Another trick will be to apply it actually on the cheekbones and just underneath here the eyebrows to give you a bit of shyness if you're not wearing makeup, to look a little bit, I don't know, glossy and glowing if you want to. Then another trick will be to use it as base for your eyeshadow. I haven't tried it myself, There's quite a few benefits if you decide to apply Vaseline on the body. Obviously, you can use it as overnight treatments for your hands and for your feet. So then you put just gloves and socks on and you'll be just fine for during the night. Also, actually, if you are self-tanning or you go for spray tan, sometimes it's a bit tricky to make it even. It just looks a bit patchy, especially where the skin is dry. Another trick that you can use with Vaseline is a bit so-so because I haven't tried myself, but you might be able to suffocate things like fungus on your feet or if you have a wart, and it's not because the Vaseline has ingredient that will affect it, but in this case you have to know that it's up to you how regularly you will apply and how thick layer in order to do so, and it will take a few days. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of mechanical exfoliation, but for the body sometimes you do need it, especially for areas like your feet. So you can mix a Vaseline with something like cane sugar or coarse salt or coffee, and you have a homemade very quickly and very efficiently actually exfoliant. When we are pregnant, very likely, if we gain weight, it's quite suddenly. So it's very likely some stretch marks to appear. So what I used to do is I would apply regularly something very oily, including Vaseline, over my body with the idea not to get as many stretch marks, or for the one that I get to heal quicker and not be so deep. So I will have to highlight that that's not a treatment for stretch marks that you had for a while. If you're a big person, when you're walking, your thighs are rubbing, especially when it's hot, it might get painful and very uncomfortable from the friction. So you can apply Vaseline for this area, as well as you can apply it on the skin when there's friction between you and some type of clothing as well, if you're doing, say, sports or anything like this. Some people are using it as treatment when your hair is getting very dry and you start having split ends, so they're kind of sealing it with Vaseline. I haven't tried myself, but it kind of makes some sense. Then another thing is that people say that it's easier to remove chewing gum from hair if you use some Vaseline. I don't know, hopefully I won't try it anytime soon. What I do know is that if you are a person who is coloring your hair by yourself, whether you are dyeing it or using henna, staining the skin is quite annoying. So you can apply it, say, over here. For the nails, you can use it as overnight treatment for dry cuticles. Also, some people say that if you apply it for a while, your own nail plate will get strong and you won't get brittle nails and it will look shiny as well. I don't know about this one. Then another thing is that before you get manicure, if you're doing it yourself, it's nice to apply it and leave it for like 10 minutes and then wipe it off, because it will soften the skin so you can push away the cuticles. And then the last one, if nails are not your virtue, but you want to paint them and you're making mess, very carefully you can apply some Vaseline on the cuticles and the skin around the nail plate. And in this way, if you apply nail polish on this area, it won't stick and smudge and look awful. But you have to be very careful, and any Vaseline shouldn't go onto the plate itself, because it will make a huge mess and you won't be able then to paint this nail. If you will be applying on the cuticle Vaseline, be aware that it might affect your shellac, because some of it might go between the nail plate and the nail polish, so you will need a redo quicker than 2 weeks. It is scientifically proven that it's non-comedogenic type of product, but because it's so occlusive, everything that you have underneath will be trapped. Some people do say that it creates very nice moisture, high temperature of environment, which is very easy to get any type of yeast and fungal infections. But if you keep your skin nice and clean, this won't be an issue. You should not be using a Vaseline after sun because your skin needs something completely different. Also, you should not be using it if you're sweating a lot because it's not good idea neither for the face or for the body because the sweat will be trapped underneath the Vaseline. According to the International Association on Research of Cancer, there's 14 different types of PAH who are probable causes of cancer and one which is definitely a cause of cancer. But all of this type of contamination is possible only if the product is not completely refined. Now, if this is a problem for you and you are concerned because it's not a natural ingredient, it does come from petroleum, then you can look for some kind of different ointments like beeswax. It's great, but it might cause allergic reaction if you have trouble with the bees. If the origin of the petroleum jelly doesn't bother you, then just try one of the many benefits and many different types of use that you can get from your petroleum jelly. I hope you found the video useful and enjoy it. Please share, like it, and subscribe for my channel for more interesting videos about your skincare.